Ready, go side? Ready, go side? Go pee! What's up, friends? It is now Friday, and I just got home from work. Like I mentioned at the end of my last vlog, I injured my knee at the Sugar Bush. I didn't go to the doctor right after because I didn't think it was that big of an issue, but I still don't have the greatest range of motion. Bending it hurts. Last night I made the mistake of trying to kneel down on the ground. That hurt a whole lot. And it's like when I'm using it a lot, my knee starts to ache and everything. I've been wearing a bracelet and all that jazz, but I just finally decided, you know what, just best to get it checked out just in case. I was also hemming and hawing on whether or not I just forego getting it checked out right now because things with the coronavirus have really amped up. Things are pretty crazy now. It's now considered a pandemic. The healthcare system is under so much strain and pressure right now, and I just felt like maybe I don't need to just go there and be an extra body in there when it might not be necessary. And then also there's always that slight fear of, lots of sick people are going there, and I really do not want to get this. But there's no cases right now in the Kingston area, so the risk level right now is still pretty mild for us. So I just got in there, and she doesn't think I need an MRI. She just thinks I should just go to physio. It's probably just a small tissue injury, but doesn't sound like it is going to be anything major, so that is good. Just gives me the peace of mind that me walking around on it isn't going to be doing more damage. Still sucks, can't go to the Sugar Bush this weekend because it's still, the uneven ground will not be good for it. Don't want to fall and make it worse. So I will just be home tomorrow, and Sunday we're not going anyway, so at least it's just one day, and hopefully the following weekend it'll be good. So today's a pretty crazy day. I work in a library. With Corona being amped up, we were making lots of decisions today on what we're gonna do. We are still open, but we're taking a lot of precautions, canceled all of our programs, canceled all our meeting rooms, all that stuff. And just maintenance is really stepping up. The cleaning of everything, doing a lot of extra stuff just to keep staff and the public safe and hopefully not spread anything. So still up in the air. It'll be interesting to see how it progresses in the weekend, because as of right now, school is going to be canceled for 2 weeks after March break, and there's tons of things that are being canceled, big public gatherings. So it'll be interesting to see what happens this weekend. I'm assuming we will still be open. I will still be going to work on Monday, but you just don't know, because I think it's best that we do these things that seem super extreme, like closing and sort of just staying home even if you're not sick, because that is how we stop the spread. If we keep just going on, we might have it but not be showing symptoms, and then we're spreading it. So if we can just really stop the spread before it really even gets to our area and the rest of Ontario, and just really just stop it. Stop the spread. Oh, he's such a good boy. Hanging out there. He's such a good boy. So, gotta take him for a little stroll too. And then just chilling. Am I going in? This weekend, I might do some plant maintenance and stuff, because I've been watching a whole lot of plant videos lately. So I'm thinking of propagating my snake plant this weekend. We're starting the process. Takes a long time. Got some new pots and stuff. Might repot some things that I think could do better in pots with drainage. So you know what, it might not be that interesting of a weekend, but I'm here. We're gonna do this anyway. Yeah. So it is now Saturday. It's actually almost lunchtime. Just sort of relaxed this morning, read my book. Jesse's at the Sugar Bush today. So my day is going to be filled with a little bit of cleaning, a little bit of plant care, and then some wood burning. I might try and do a little bit of an upper body workout later, just to get something in, because it sucks. Now can't do lower body. There's pain there, so definitely not gonna push that. Yeah, today I think I'm going to propagate one of my snake plants, clean the leaves off of like some of my bigger plants like the Monstera, which is right over there, and might repot a couple things. I've got a fern up here that is dead. That guy right there. She's crispy. I am experimenting in the spare room. I have a humidifier in here now, and this is where I'm keeping some of my plants that are okay in lower light and that also like humidity. But I'm just gonna try this and see how this goes. I also have a lot of pots. So kneeling is a bit of an issue for me right now, so we can't put pressure on that knee. I have a lot of pots because I discovered HomeSense is an amazing spot to get neat pots. A lot have drainage, but for cheaps. I got this pretty pot that does have drainage, so just have a bunch of like random pots that I will use for cover pots for plants that I'm keeping in the nursery pot. This guy has drainage too. So yeah, lots of plant care today, I think. Yeah, giving my plants some love. Okay, so we're going to our nephew's first birthday party tomorrow. His mother is a musician, so I got him this little piano, and it comes with cards so you can learn how to play. I thought it was so cute. Jesse and I have been having fun with it. So I'm gonna wrap this up, and then I also got him a couple books because I work in a library, and when you work in a library, you come across a lot of cute children's books. So the first one I got him, I've actually never seen before, but I kind of looked online for picture books that have to do with maple syrup, because how perfect is that? So we have maple syrup from the Sugar Bush, and we read through it last night, and it's pretty accurate. So got him that. The next one is one that I have seen at the library, and in my opinion, it has one of the best first lines of a picture book. It's called Dewey Bob. It's about a little raccoon that loves buttons. I know, raccoons. So it got me right there. The artwork is adorable in this book, but yeah, check out the very first line. Dewey Bob Cratchit was born in the pocket of an old pair of pants. How adorable is that? And yeah, this book is so adorable, and one of my favorite things is because he likes to collect things, but then he realizes he doesn't really have any friends. And so he wants to collect friends, and so he goes around and he starts collecting all these different animals, but they don't like just, be taken, so they all run away from him. Again, heartbreaking. But then he finds this little dirt ball, and he takes it home to clean because he knows it's something. He thinks it's a puppy. And it turns out to be a little kitten whose back legs don't work. But because he has, all these buttons, he makes it a little wheelie boat chair with buttons as wheels. How adorable is that? Oh my god, I love this book so much. It is so cute. And then after, he gives the love to the little kitten, then all the other animals, start to be his friend. So yeah, Dewey Bob by Judy Schachner. Probably butchering that, but oh my god, this book. So I'm gonna wrap this stuff up, and then it's time for for some plant care. Exciting stuff, guys, I know, exciting stuff. All right, so I am going to attempt to propagate my snake plant. I have a vase full of room temperature water, and yeah, I'm gonna cut off a couple strands that, like I've got this guy here that's like bent over, and then there's one right here that is like super bent. So that one, I think, both of them actually I might cut into two. I watched a video on propagating, so we're going to attempt it. Lots of news growth happening, and like this guy is so tall, it's crazy. So let's do this, and obviously gonna be a super long process, but I will try to remember to keep you updated, you know, if roots start to form. Yeah, let's try this. All right, so here we go. We've got our two in here. Let's just wait for some roots to grow. Snake plants are pretty tough, so yay, propagation. It is like 4 o'clock. I am finished everything I'm gonna do with my plants. I thought I would do a quick little plant walkthrough, show you all the plants I have and where I put them and stuff. I used this fertilizer on 3 of them. It's more of a like natural fertilizer with fish emulsions. So I still did it like really diluted, even more diluted than what it says on here, just because I'm still fairly new to all this. I'm learning, and it is possible to over fertilize and do damage to your plants. So I don't want to do that, but I'm quite curious to see if I really notice a difference now that they've been fertilized. So this is what I got. So I have several Sansevieria. This is the one that Jesse's mom gave me. This was sort of the start of my love for plants when I discovered I could keep this one alive. Once I discovered that I was really overwatering it. So this one is the Trifasciata, probably butchering that, but that is that one. I actually have 4. This little guy down here is the Superba Futura, and I just love the bright yellow on the edges. I think it's so cool. Then over on the plant stand, this is Sansevieria cylindrica, which I think is super cool. And the rest of these plants are basically cactus and succulents. Not gonna go over all the names of those because I don't know the names of all of them. This one here is my Christmas cactus. And this guy here, new addition, he's a Hoya Hindu rope. And it looks really weird and curly Q, but he's actually going to like grow really long ropes. Hopefully. That's what we're hoping out of this guy. Then up here we have my lemon lime Dracaena, and learned a little bit more about him today, so hopefully, I mean, he's still doing pretty good, but learned that they really like mist, so misted that guy up. This is a Jade Jewel Dracaena. Then we have this guy down here, which is a watermelon Peperonia, which I think, like, look. Doesn't it just look like little watermelons? So cute, love that guy. So here we obviously have, hopefully where my propagation is going to happen on my Sansevieria. This is a snake plant. It was one that Emily actually propagated. And I don't know, I've been kind of struggling with this guy. I think I had it in too much direct sun because we've got like some burnt tips on everything. Also just learned that they really like mist. He's one that I just fertilized, so hopefully, I mean, Em says that they're impossible to kill, so we will see. Down here, we have this really pretty Stromanthe tricolor, which, like, I just love the underside. It's just so pretty. One of my pride and joys, which I also just fertilized, is my Monstera. So It's got some new leaves, some new growth, like this guy is new. There's a new one back there. Super stoked about that. Also just learned that on some plants, like monsteras, you should wash their leaves with just like warm water, which makes sense because they're living things. They need to breathe, and so with dust and stuff, it's good to just sort of clean it off, and it's also a good time to check for, you know, bugs and stuff. So up here, we have another Sansevieria. This one is the Superba robusta. So that's Sansevieria, still alive, not thriving, but definitely far from death. So I think I'm probably gonna repot him. I didn't really know much about him when I got him. Also didn't really realize that he was a Sansevieria, even though he looks very much like the Trifasciata. It's just kind of a condensed version. So I think I'm gonna repot it, put in something bigger with drainage, and probably trim away some of the dead stuff. The last guy that we have up here, and I love this guy's pot, is my little ivy. It's a grape ivy. I love that pot. Little mustache man. That one's up there for now. I just love the thought of it draping down. Once it gets bigger, I might move it to where I've now moved my golden pothos here, because I think it'll look so cool as it like drapes down. Got my African milk tree, which is crazy. I was a little worried about all of this happening, but apparently that happens in the wintertime. So he's still looking healthy. That's just something that happens. It looks like some sort of alien thing. The only other room that I currently have plants in is my spare room, which we're humidifying. We've got my freshly potted Brazil philodendron. This is one of my favorite plants. I really hope I did not damage it when I repotted it. I think it's okay. This guy, my beautiful chain of hearts, which I have put in a new cover pot. I just think these leaves are so neat, so unique. It seems to be doing well here, so that's where it's going to stay. So loving that guy. Over here is this beautiful ZZ plant. I think it's so cool, so unique, and apparently they're supposed to be one of the easiest plants to look after, I think, probably after the Sansevieria. So it can do well in multiple different types of lighting conditions. Doesn't need much water. So over here is this awesome terracotta leopard that I got at Target a while back that I have some succulents in. Down here is a rattlesnake calathea. I think this is one of the coolest leaves ever. And then the back is purple. I just think it's so cool. They love humidity, so that's why it's in here too, but obviously I'm not gonna leave it just smack dab in the middle of the floor. Then we have this beautiful red prayer plant, and it's got some new growth. Very excited about that. This guy, no idea what it is. I know at one point I think I had the little sticker. Also, I don't think it's doing that great. Again, I think this is one I might try and repot with drainage. The leaves kind of remind me of a peperomia, but whenever I look at peperomia variations, I cannot find anything that looks like this. So I do have a plant app that you can take a picture and like send it to experts and ask them questions, like if your plant is sick or if you don't know what it is. So I've done that with this one. I did that with another plant and heard back from them, so you know, it works. I just don't know what the turnaround is, but I think it was like a day when I heard back from the other one. So that's all right. And lastly, another one of my newer plants is this Fittonia, which I think, again, the leaves are so pretty on this one. Again, medium to bright light and likes humidity, so I moved it in here. It was out there. If it starts not doing so hot, then I might move it back to the brighter light and just have to mist it up, but I'm gonna try it in here. Them's my plants. And then down here we just have all my pots that are waiting for plants because they can't stop. Okay, so my camera just overheated, so clearly I was talking for way too long about plants. So now, because it's like 4:30, I'm gonna go down and at least get started on this wood burning. I think Jesse's still gonna be well before he gets home. Yeah, I promised I would do that for him today because it's a gift for a friend that's coming next weekend. So I gotta get that done so that he can stain it. Time to go do that. Yay! So it is now Sunday, and plans have changed. Today we are supposed to be going to our nephew's first birthday party, but both parents are sick, and so they have postponed it to hopefully next weekend. So I'm just here today. Jesse had to go to the sugar bush to boil, which is basically a one-person job. I said I'd go with him, but he said there was no need. So I'm basically gonna be here. Gotta run into Gan, get some groceries, and yeah, then probably just hang out here, maybe play some Fortnite. So right now I'm just going to finish wood burning the box cover for the box Jesse's making his friend. So we've got that. It's for his Magic the Gathering cards. So yeah, Jesse thought he'd try this and then he could show it to his buddy, can show it to his friends that also play, and see if he thinks it's something that, you know, Jesse could try and sell. So I'm gonna finish that and then maybe do a workout because I didn't do that yesterday. Do some arm stuff. Who knows what today is gonna bring. So it is now Tuesday. Also, happy St. Patrick's Day. I should be wearing green. I also should have a Guinness. That's more like it. It is Tuesday. And things are still pretty crazy with COVID-19. I went to work yesterday, but the library is closed to the public, but they asked some staff to come in. I do publicity, so they needed signage, and they asked some other staff to come in. So I went in yesterday, and then the decision was made. Moving forward, the rest of the staff would continue to work inside the branches. They would just be closed to the public. For the few of us that are capable of doing our jobs from home, we were given that option if we feel more comfortable. I have asthma, so I think distancing myself from as many people as possible is best for me. Risk is still really low in my area. We don't have any positive cases so far, but still, I don't want to take the chance. So I set up a workspace for myself. I took my computer home, have all the files I need, and I was doing some work this morning. But then there was more announcements made today. There's announcements happening almost every day from the Prime Minister, from the Premier of Ontario. The decision was made earlier today that no staff would be going in and working. So I got the call saying that they also don't expect me to work if other people can't work. So I'm now off for a couple weeks. I'm mainly just gonna be home. My knee is still bothering me some, but it is feeling better. So I think the next time they go to the Sugar Bush, I'm gonna try and go to help out. The Sugar Bush is so far out in the middle of nowhere that you're more self-isolated there than you are here. So other than that, mainly staying home. And yeah, I picked up a few canvases from the dollar store while I was still in town. Maybe do some painting, maybe do some wood burning. But yeah, it's a crazy time. And like I said, risk is low around here, but we're still not taking any chances. It's craziness. So that is going to conclude this weekend's vlog. I would say I'll see you next weekend, but because I'm now off, maybe I'll do an isolation vlog if, I feel like I'm doing something interesting. Don't know if that is going to happen. So I will see you in the next video. Stay safe, friends.